Every episode on Celebrity Encounters Podcast, we interview real people just like you sharing their own personal celebrity encounters. And with a little storytelling help from us and a few surprises from here in Las Vegas, this is Celebrity Encounters Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Celebrity Encounters Podcast.
I'm John Rodling, joined by the effervescent
Hailey Brooks and Penny Wiggins.
Hey, Penny, what is going on?
Going on. How's everybody doing?
Better now that you're here, and we thank you for joining us today.
And thank you for joining me today as well.
Yes, we hear you have a celebrity encounter.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? Well, my celebrity encounter was, Janeane Garofalo.
Hey.
Ooh.
I think it was the movie I Love Cats and Dogs, or I Love Dogs. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
Cats and dogs?
I know cats and dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love cats and dogs.
She's been on 1,000 TV shows, movies. She's and I knew her long before any of that.
Really?
Long before that. Yes.
So how did you initially meet Janeane Garofalo?
I met her at the Improv. It's a comedy club in West Hollywood. Mm-hmm. And that's where I produced my own comedy female show. And she was there, and I saw her, and she bombed, and she bombed a lot. But she just had a manager that was so gung-ho, and she's the greatest thing you'll ever see. I mean, if you had that in your life, can you imagine?
Yes.
It would just be like, if you were a writer, he's the greatest writer in the world. What's he written? Nothing, but he's the greatest writer in the world. You know, she never had the pudding to back it up. Never had the pudding to back up how like gung ho. But she got booked. She got a movie like right after that. Right after the show I produced, I had casting directors come, and they saw her and they booked her and stuff. So it was amazing, and it was an amazing thing. But we did the rose tattoo together, and she was that kind of comic that would just talk. She was a talky comic, she would have, and then she killed sometimes in those avant-garde comedy clubs. Like I said, there were so many.
Sure.
It's like, hey, we're doing this in a bra store. Come on over. It's in the back in the bra store. Here's Janeane Garofalo. And then
Was she
would
a
do
support act?
Sporting role.
That's right.
That's what I've encountered. We would hang out sometimes too. She wasn't like a close friend of mine, but we would hang out and do comedy together. Just, in the 80s, it was very popular.
You're still popular, Penny.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Do it in a bra store or in a 7-Eleven. Doing comedy, in a pig farm, in the back, don't mind the mud, just step up on the slat that we made for your stage. Okay, thank you.
When you describe her manager, is it like have you ever seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so is it like her manager?
Yes, he had under his belt very successful successful. That's hard to say. Successful. He had very successful comics that he managed, and he was just a spitfire. He was one of the top managers that if you ever were a comic, that's who you'd want to be with. But he was obsessed with her, and we all had it like, he's in love with her. No, he's not. He just thinks she's great. No, he's in love with her. But I don't think he was, but I think he just acted like he was just obsessed with her, She's so funny. Did you hear that? He was the only one laughing sometimes. But I guess that's imagine if we all had one of those.
Yeah.
Need a good hype man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one fan.
Mm-hmm.
I need that. Anybody out there want to?
I'll follow you around and tell you how great you are.
Yeah. I think we can do that as a team. We'll take shifts.
Know what? Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome.
You're in. You're both in.
So, random fun fact for those keeping tabs at home on the Celebrity Encounters podcast. Janeane Garofalo was married for nearly 20 years and did not know it.
What?
Did she go to Vegas?
She sure did. So, yeah, back in the 90s, her and her writer friend, Rob Cohen, had, as you can imagine, a Vegas night out, a drunken night out.
A celebrity encounter of their own.
A celebrity encounter amongst friends.
Yes.
And had a few to drink. May have gone to a...
Chapel?
Yep. And the chapel did what chapels do.
Elvis was there?
Possibly. Cannot confirm nor deny. Fast forward, nearly 20 years. Janeane Garofalo wants to get married for realsies. Both of them thought, oh, this isn't a real thing, until they tried to do the paperwork, and legally, she was already married.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a no-go. What happened? So did they get divorced, Robin?
I would imagine they would have had to in order for Janeane to marry her new spouse.
Do you think she got half?
Ooh.
Yeah. He got half or she got half.
Yeah,
like, well, we have to get divorced. What about your money you made in that movie? Can I have half?
Yeah, wait, was she the breadwinner at this time?
I don't know. That is where we need to do some research, and this is where we go to all of our viewers and our listeners to tell us some fun facts about Rob Cohen, great writer in his own right, but it's a great question. We don't know who the breadwinner was in that situationship.
I think it was a bit more than a situationship. They got married.
Friends that got married, but they thought, to be fair, she did say in some interviews, we didn't think this was
Actually, yeah, I guess that is
we had a lovely evening, and we're goofing around, and guess what? We didn't realize it was a real thing. So, lesson learned, team. What happens in Vegas?
Seems very on brand.
Yeah,
Stays in Vegas.
When this happened?
From the intel that I've received, there may have been some alcohol involved.
Vegas.
Well, there you go.
So if you're thinking about getting married in Vegas, it is as official as a referee's whistle.
Do you have a favorite memory with Janeane Garofalo?
Thank you.
You said you saw her a couple times.
We're getting back online.
Who's Janeane Garofalo?
That's a great question. Who is Janeane Garofalo?
Who could be?
She was always kind of down. Like she even off stage, she was like, "Hi, okay." Just that she was a downer, not a downer, but she was just, she didn't really make eye contact, but she always had her black eyeliner and black bracelets, kind of a little on the gothy side.
Emo.
Yeah.
But so depressed that you just like, because their manager's like, yeah, get her. She's great. You're going to love this. Girl's going to be famous. And then she's like, hey, how are you? Yeah, just so opposite of that guy, like but you had to take notice because he was just basically yelling about her. So I met her so many times, but she was always just like, hey, how are you? Yeah, I gotta go. Like that. So that's how a lot of comics are, I think, anyway. They're kind of depressed. I always thought if anyone was going to kill themselves, she'd
First
be on my list.
All right. That's a poll that we
now.
will not be putting on in the comment section.
Actually, I want to know. And Penny, if you were to see if you were to see yourself today, if you were to see Janeane Garofalo today, what would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding? You don't remember me? That's what I would.
Do you know that she was supposed to be in Fight Club?
Shut the front door. She was not.
Yes, she was.
Go on.
Yeah,
All
she
right,
was
you have my
supposed to be in Fight Club. So she was cast via David Finch.
Okay.
And was agreed to do the role, sent her the script. She was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then she isn't quite sure, but she thinks Edward Norton just doesn't like her. Is essentially the synopsis. And he was like, yeah, she ain't got the chops for this. Nah.
Wow.
Yeah. And she said that's like her neighbor. She says she sees Brad Pitt all the time. He's super friendly, yada, yada, yada. And then Edward Norton lives very near to her, and she sees him all the time. And he just completely ignores her existence.
Ooh.
So.
I would never forgive him for that. I would never forgive him for shutting me out of a role. Seriously, I really wouldn't.
Although around that time,
Oh.
Didn't get Fight Club. Was in the ensemble cast of, let's see, Paul Rubens. She was in it. Maybe not Ben Stiller. Mystery Men. Do you remember Mystery Men?
Mm-mm.
It is.
Yeah. And that was a great movie. I loved it. And she was the bowler. Wasn't she the bowler? She was
the bowler, yeah. Yeah. So, Penny, you know Mystery Men. Explain to our viewers the movie Mystery Men.
Ben Stiller and Janeane became very good friends. So they did a couple movies together, I think, too. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I think they had written something. They had, combined their comedy chops together. But it was just a great movie. They all had like some kind of superpower, and hers was a bowling ball that she could just flip. And they all fought the bad guys. So they were heroes. Yeah. But a motley crew of people gathered. But it's a great movie, and I would see that again. That was a great movie.
That's I'm trying to think of all the different superheroes. There was the bowler, that was Janine's role. Ben Stiller was the shoveler, right? Wasn't his thing like digging holes and using a shovel?
I can't remember a thing about it.
And Paul Rubens had gas. That was his.
He had gas.
Yeah, like that was his superpower. He would just
be gassy.
Yeah.
I know a few lactose intolerant people that
yeah, maybe that was just cheese this whole time.
Cheese man.
No.
What's your favorite work that you saw Janeane Garofalo do? Like what her best film or TV that you liked?
That movie was pretty damn good. She was really good in that. And there was a few dramas that she was in that I thought, most comics, and I really believe this, are very good dramatic actors. I don't know. You notice that, Hailey?
Yeah, because they have a lot of trauma to pull from.
Yeah. So, alcoholic parents. So it's just, I think that they usually do. So like Robin Williams, look how great he was as a, dramatic actor. Even Jim Carrey was he? Yeah, I think so. I think he's a good actor. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think that's what makes you, because you got all that emotion in you, and stuff. And you're trying to be funny to cover up all the sad. I'll be back. Hold on. I'm kidding. So, that's what I think is what makes a comedian so good and she was very good in dramatic roles. I don't know which ones. Maybe
but you like her dramatic roles.
Yeah.
And I liked her in the one with I can't remember. It was Uma Thurman was in it.
Okay.
And Uma played her neighbor. It was almost like the one. What's the one with the big nose where he has the guy talk about him on the side? It was like Shakespeare, and then
big nose and the guy talks to him on the side. Are we talking obnoxiously big nose, or are we talking just like some guy who has a big nose?
Is it a nose that grows? Because that's Pinocchio at that point.
I do enjoy Pinocchio.
And it's the guy felt he was too ugly or didn't have the right words, so the guy would speak them. Steve Martin was in this movie.
I was like, wait, yeah, no, I can see it. I can see the poster in my head. Keep going.
Roxanne, that was the name of the movie. Daryl Hannah was in it. You gotta get out more. That light bulb
just didn't get screwed in today, did
it?
No.
Anyway, so he talks for him, and then she falls madly in love with him. But she's falling in love with the guy who's speaking. Oh. And so that's what this Cats and Dogs one that Janeane Garofalo did. So Uma Thurman was this gorgeous, tall, blonde girl, and then this guy was like, to be or not to be, I love you. So it was based on the sort of Shakespearean thing. So Janeane would write these fabulous letters, and the guy would read them, and he fell in love with Uma Thurman, but really Janeane Garofalo. And then in the end, of course, I'm going to spoil alert, they fall in love.
And was that movie called Roxanne, or was that The Truth About Cats and Dogs?
If you had been listening to me, it was
see, here's the thing. I gave you a hard time for the light bulb not getting screwed in. I didn't show up with the light bulb, so...
You didn't show up with your ears, if you would listen.
Well, no, I was listening, and I heard that the movie was Roxanne, but was there another movie called The Truth About Cats and Dogs that she was in, or is this the same movie?
Rewind this, and you'll see that I was talking about cats and dogs, I said.
I love this because
let's move on.
I'm right there with you. I'm not sure.
so-
I'm not sure what the movie
My
name is. You're
my
right in this
pegboard has
scenario.
yarn and thumbtacks, and right now I am hanging myself by accident with this yarn.
Sylvia.
That's a movie about cats and dogs. That was a good movie. I think it was great. It was good. Roxanne was good, though. Did you see Roxanne? Neither one of you.
Roxanne.
No? Is there a red light involved?
You don't gotta put it on.
Those days are over.
There's a list of great movies that nobody's ever seen, and I'm like, we could just have a movie night with 20 movies that
Let's
no
go.
one's
We
ever
love
seen.
that.
I'm available.
So why don't we wrap this up by encouraging all of our viewers and listenership. Let's start a little list for movie night, gang.
Yes.
And while you're at it, think about your celebrity encounters, because if you have them, we want to hear them.
I want to hear about all your encounters.
Yeah.
I'm Hailey Brooks.
I'm slightly concerned, but still John Rodolini.
Thank you, Penny Wiggins.
You are an absolute gem, and thank you for joining us. In the meantime and in between time, hasta lasagna.
Don't get any on you.
Thanks for tuning in today, and if you enjoyed our show, please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on all your favorite platforms. We'll see you next week with the next episode of Celebrity Encounter Podcast.